Only 20 or 30 or 40 years ago, every woman was taught how to be a good woman by her parents, by her mother or her father. Now that they're all failing, if you get a woman in the West, a lot of the time as a man, you have to teach her how to be a woman. You know, so men have always taught women how to be women.
Yeah.
So it's really not that big a deal, but they just don't like being reminded of the fact. So there are good women and bad women everywhere. So that's the first thing. There are good women here and there's bad women. There's good women and bad women everywhere. But if we're going to take an average overall as a whole, I think that Western women are doing something that women in Eastern Europe and other places in the world don't do. And it's a very simple version of it is, in most countries in the world, if a woman's above 18, she won't be dating a guy she could at least see the possibility of marrying in the future. That's the basic premise. They will date you if they see that under the correct circumstances, if things work out, they might end up married to you with children. Whereas Western women just think, oh, well, he's funny, I'll just fuck him for a few months and whatever. Oh, now I have a kid, oh, I'm a single mom. They don't think ahead. They don't think, will I marry this man? If you ask the average 19-year-old American girl who she's gone out with, would you marry him? She'll be like, no. Then why is he fucking you? Like, why? For what now? You know, so it's just a completely different view on relationships. The view is completely skewed, and it's skewed because women have become more masculine in the fact that they believe that them sleeping around or sleeping with a bunch of people is no different than a man doing it, which is obviously completely wrong. Everyone with a brain knows that. Because as men are feminized, then there's a power vacuum which is naturally absorbed by females. So as men become weaker, women become stronger. This is how the world works, right? Things have to balance out.
So it's kind of like it sucks, but it's natural.
Kind of like it sucks, but it's just kind of what it is. It's a result of the culture. The culture has produced an environment in which men are going to be feminized, and that's going to allow females to become more masculine. That's what the culture has produced. That's the scenario we live in. That's the rules of the game. It's the consequence, right? Yeah. There are many countries in the world where we don't have these problems. But we have them here in the West. It's just how it works.
Where have you seen the best women in the world? The most beautiful, the most feminine? Where are they?
That's a good question. And women are women everywhere, right? So women are a pain in the ass everywhere. This idea that you're going to go to some town somewhere and it's going to be the haven of beautiful girls who know their place, I don't believe that's real. All beautiful girls know they're beautiful girls. So to a degree, they're always going to be hard to get, et cetera, et cetera. But I do believe that if you get an Eastern European woman, the idea of her looking after you in terms of cleaning the house and cooking for you is 0% offensive. Her mother did it for her father. Her sister does it for her man. It's just very normal to them.
It's like common sense.
It's common sense, right? So they have a better understanding of gender roles as a whole. So I'd say that. But in terms of, trying to find the best woman, if you're looking for a wife, I think that, Eastern Europe, Russia, these places are still a place where if you get a girl, she's going to have a better understanding of what a woman's job is than in other places in the world. But there's a flip side to that. And the flip side to that is she expects a lot more of you from you as a man, right? If she's going to do her job as a woman, she needs the man to do his part. So an Eastern European woman would never ever expect to have to work a job. You'll often see girls with jobs don't have boyfriends. And if a girl gets a boyfriend, she'll quit her job. So everyone calls them gold diggers, but they're not gold diggers. It's like, no, I have a man now, so I have a man. So he pays the bills and I look after my man. That's how it works, right?
It's like rocket science.
Yeah, it's like that's just how it works. And the idea that they're all gold diggers, I actually don't think is true. I just think that when they have a genuine view to have a long-term relationship with you, why would they marry a broke guy? Well, they wouldn't marry a broke guy, so they just avoid broke guys altogether because that's their whole intention of the relationship in the first place is marriage. So that's just kind of how it works over there.